Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Vailima Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm going to use the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Already shuffled. We're going to do relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where necessary. I can hear a card, I just don't see it. Sorry. This is going to be this whole side. Okay. This reminds me of Pisces a little bit. A little bit. In the sense of like the card that's like one of the partner cards is the same. A lot of well, that's the only one, but it does remind me of that for some reason. But we'll see why. Now, when you're coming into this situation, I'm getting the World card for you and the Moon card for your partner. You seem to be going into a whole new phase of life. One way or another, it seems like your life is changing. Your partner is with you on this, but you feel more grounded than your partner. Now, granted, I've had people say that sometimes these are flipped, and maybe you feel that your partner is more grounded than you are. But the energies that I'm matching up here, one side is ready to go forward, seems to have more of a grasp about, the last is over, the new is getting ready to start. The other person is kind of like, I don't know what to do with this. It's kind of like things are happening and they're handling it best they can, but they're like in limbo. They don't know what to do. They're emotionally unstable, not in the sense of like they're crazy, don't get me wrong, but like they don't know how to go forward, and they're feeling a little lost is kind of what I'm getting from this. So take it with a grain of salt, of course, and it's general reading, I know, but because I have heard that people say that's actually flipped for them, which is cool. Whatever works out for you, each side should match however necessary. Now, as we're going forward, I'm getting for the Cancer side, you seem to be, with the Seven of Pentacles, like, all right, the last is pretty much done. And I'm getting ready for the next phase, but it's not quite ready to kick into force. But sometimes the planning of the next, what's coming forward, planning for what's coming forward, kind of, instead of feeling like you're in limbo, you feel like you're going into the next phase because you're planning, you're seeing where you're going to go next, you're getting your ducks in a row, if you will. The other person, I feel like you're taking the lead, just to be fair. You getting your ducks in a row, you looking at the situation like it's maybe not time to go forward yet, but I see where I'm going, I see what needs to happen next. I feel you're communicating with this. Your partner seems to be right on board with this. It's like you're giving your partner focus, and they're grabbing right a hold of it, and they're going forward with that. They feel like they're, well, the Sun cards here, they're doing a lot better. They're going from that state of limbo where they're really unsure and uncomfortable. You seem to be saying where this is going next, getting ready for it. It feels like the planning stage with this for some reason. They seem to be grabbing right a hold of that. And however this is connecting for them, and it may be different for different people, they're completely at peace with it now. Which is really ironic for me. To go from the Moon to the Sun, it's like they didn't know what to make of it. They don't know what to do. They're feeling a little lost, and then they change completely, and they feel completely secure and ready to go, and they're very confident with the next situation. I feel like they want to leave the last situation, and I feel like that's maybe the kicker. The fact that the last situation is done and there's nothing they can do about it, once they accept that, they feel a lot better, and I feel like you're a big catalyst of that. You're like, well, this is where we're going next. And once they're able to grab a hold of that, it feels a lot better. And I feel like that's the difference between not wanting to let go and then accepting that it's over, whatever that situation is. Are we good? Okay. I'm noticing this on your side too, by the way. The Confidence card. And it's connecting the the World card, and it's connecting the Seven of Pentacles, but I do feel like this is kind of riding along your side here. Confidence, like just going forward, best foot forward, just have that confidence, just keep going 1 foot forward. Don't second guess yourself, don't worry about it, just keep going, best of intentions, and just keep going forward is what I'm getting. Because I feel like you might be seeing your partner react and kind of warble a little bit, and it might make you a little nervous. Support them and be there for them, but just keep moving forward. Just keep your action moving forward, keep going, it will work itself out. Because I'm getting where you're standing is the Knight of Pentacles. You're the driving force. You're just keeping it going. You're just keeping it on step. You're just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just setting the pace. And you just kind of going along the way you're going along with what you're seeing, just keeping pace with the situation, not letting yourself be held down by it. You seem to be making it better for yourself and the other person. The trick here is to not get caught up in petty arguments, because I'm getting the 5 in your challenge zone here is saying like you're going to get some pushback possibly, and you don't get spun in a circle. Don't let anybody spin you in a circle. Don't let anybody tell you what you're doing is wrong. Just keep going and realize you have your best foot forward. You're doing what you feel is best. I feel like one of these things that could throw you off is like if you could see somebody coming at you in a negative way, not getting caught up in that, just kind of like, you know what, this is what it is, and just stepping on and keeping going. I can't let you derail me. I have to keep going. And I feel like why this is in the challenge position is like you might get some adversity coming at you. Some people trying to push you off kilter. Some people trying to stop you from moving forward. And I'm getting, as long as you don't let them stop you, you won't have a problem with this discord. If they try to stop you or get your attention, I feel like that's going to cause some discord. So don't let people push you off kilter. I feel like this is people other than your partner for the most part. I understand some of you could have this from your partner, but for the most part, it could be like friends or relatives that are part of the situation or seeing the situation, just kind of telling you you're going too fast, you're making this too hard on your partner, or they're trying to give you reasons why what you're doing is wrong or maybe not the best way to do things. Let them have their piece if you have to, but then just keep going with what you feel is right. Because I feel like you're kind of on point with what's right for this situation, for you and your partner. For you and your partner. Now, I am getting here, spiritually, you have the Hanged Man with the Wisdom. Now, I don't feel like the Hanged Man is actually happening. I feel like this is a concern of yours. Because it's in the spiritual sense. I don't feel like you're getting hung up on being stagnant. But the reason why is the wisdom. You're keeping this situation moving forward. You're going forward at a steady pace. You're not rushing ahead. You're not stagnating and stopping. But they're saying like you have the history to understand like if you just stay there and just sit in that bewilderment, then you'll be in that moon card with your partner. You'll sit there too, and this will drag on a lot longer. If you sit there in that bewilderment, like, oh my gosh, I really don't want the last situation to end, and you're not really connecting to the future. I don't feel like you're getting stuck. I feel like spiritually they're saying you've done that in the past, and you know what that can do, and how bad that can feel, and how long that can linger. Wisdom is on your side, and one of the reasons you're going forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not running ahead, you're not lagging behind, you're just keeping with the pace. Even if you're not feeling it, is because in the past you've let that kind of overcome you before, is what I'm getting. And you don't want to do that. You have the wisdom to know that's going to be a lot worse, it's going to be a worse outcome, I don't want it. So that's like your driving force. I'd say the spiritual card here is your driving force, like you've been there, you've done that. I want to do it again. That's what you're saying to yourself. I want to do that again. So I'm going to keep on pace, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep going, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll get through it. And my partner, I'll help them keep going. And I feel like you are setting this pace. You have this attitude. They are at first bewildered, but instead of you connecting in with them at that same pace and just kind of ending up in that limbo land, you're pulling forward. They're connecting to that, and you're making things a lot better for them as well. You're helping them come out of that state. Now, spiritually, they will not move on their own. I'm getting the Four of Pentacles for them spiritually. They have to see you moving forward. They have to connect into you to move forward. They don't want to move forward on their own. If you just depend on them or wait for them, they're stagnating for a while. They got the Four of Pentacles. They don't want to let go of the last situation. That's all right. So that's heavy energy, and I get that. So I'm not going to say that they're going to come forward to that Sun card in 2 seconds. You may see a lag between when you're going forward and you're just keeping forward the pace, because I feel like you're keeping pace. You're keeping pace. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. After a while, they're going to connect into the Sun card. They will. They'll get there. This is going to help them. They'll connect into it. I'm getting, if you just leave it up to them, they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stagnate in that bewilderment, and it's just going to drag it out, which is a big reason why you're moving forward, because you're like, I've been there. I don't want to do that. They will catch up to you in time. You may be doing this on your own for a while, but you going on and continuing on and setting the pace and keeping going best you can, they're going to kind of see how you're doing better, and they're going to want to do better too. That's how they're going to connect in, because you're doing better. They want to do better too. They're going to connect in with you because of that, and it goes a lot more smoothly once they do. Their challenge card I'm noticing is the Eight of Pentacles. It feels like there was a lot they had invested in the past situation. Whatever the last situation is that's moving on, I feel like one of the reasons they're having a hard time kind of letting go at first, or in that little bewilderment stage, is because they had a lot invested there, and it's just not easy for them. And again, that's another reason why they're having a hard time letting go. They're not going to move forward on their own. It's accepting that that's over and that it has to be left behind. You setting the pace, they're seeing you do better, so they want to connect in with it, and that's what's getting them to move forward. It takes a bit. It may take a bit, I have to be fair. But watching you seems to make an effect on them. They're definitely going to have to do a lot of thought on this. I feel like they're not talking with you, but they might be talking to other people. And I'm getting like they have to come to terms with like what you're doing and how it feels better, and accepting what's lost is lost. And once they realize, you know, they have to realize what you're doing is a better decision than what they're doing. And again, I don't feel like any type of like I don't feel like you don't think you're any better than the situation, because I'm getting you're connecting to this like I've already done that. It doesn't feel good. I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that. I don't want to wallow in that. It's horrible. So you're moving forward, and I feel like they're getting after a while that the way you're doing it is better, because you're faring better than they are. You're living life better than they are right now. And they're understanding like the reason why you're doing this and why you're going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you want to pull out of this moment where it doesn't feel that great. And they want to connect in with you, and they're going to move forward with you. And I feel like they have to really think about it and see why the way you're doing it actually works better, because you're not wallowing in it and just stuck in this state of bewilderment that doesn't feel good. That's also what kind of moves things forward for them, is like the Wheel of Fortune with the imagination. I feel like you're the Wheel of Fortune, I have to be honest, which might feel a little weird or seem a little weird. But you moving forward is just kind of like they're just seeing that bright light. They're seeing that light at the end of the tunnel. They're seeing like this chance for things to get better. It's almost like they're seeing that chance to win the lottery in a sense. And I'm feeling like the imagination with the wheel especially, like they might be getting a little bit out of their head about how they can actually just move on from the situation and be over it. It's a little bit out of reality in the sense of like the wheel is turning in their favor, where they can start viewing this in a better light. I'm getting don't knock them down over it. Don't bring in the light of reality with that. Let them feel that way. Let them go that way, whoever they may be, because I feel like this is going to move them forward. This is going to move them up. This is going to get them to give things a shot to get to feeling better, to get going in the direction of feeling better. It may be a bit pie in the sky, fantasy driven, granted, but the reality will come through sooner or later. It's going to come through on its own. You don't have to highlight it. And I feel like just the fact that it's motivating them to move forward, that's good enough at this point. What makes things better for you is the Magician card. just being open to possibilities is kind of what this is. What's coming towards you and just using it to your advantage. You're not taking advantage of anyone else. I'm not saying that, but I'm like, whatever comes your way, just like grabbing a hold of those possibilities and molding them the way you want them, getting that to fit where you're going, the next direction. The magician is definitely somebody who uses their elements to their favor, creates what they want. They're a manifester. The way this feels and what makes things better is you're making the situation based on what you've experienced, based on what you've lived, and you're seeing things come your way, you're seeing opportunities come your way, and you're molding it to fit your life the way you're going now. You're not allowing it to mold the past situation. You're creating things that maybe you have left over from the past situation, but you're remolding them to fit the new situation. And you're getting things to just fit the new way of doing things. I don't know if this is coming off correct. I hope it is. You're changing situation to, like, if something comes your way and say it doesn't fit where you're going, you're either going to get rid of it or you're going to mold the situation and to go more to your liking. It's like how do I explain this? I hope this is coming across right, because it's not just accepting what's coming your way. It's like whatever's handed to you. Like it's like you're handed like gift certificates to, say, a clothing store, and you're like, well, I don't really need clothes, but I could buy some things that would help me out in the winter. So maybe I'll take that gift certificate, and even though it's the springtime, I'll buy myself a winter jacket and I'll just put it away. That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, all right, say you're getting somebody's handing you a couple shovels, and you're like, I don't plan on doing any planning, but maybe I'll do some planning next year. So you're taking that stuff and you're holding it to the side for when you will need it. Like, I just feel like whatever's being handed to you, you're making the best out of it. You're making sure it does fit your situation. If you need to set it to the side, great. Or, for example, say you get those shovels and you're like, well, I've already done all my planning for the year, but I have a friend who helps me out. Maybe I want to give that to somebody else that I know that could use these. So you're handing it off to someone else because that person's going to appreciate it and you're going to need their help down the road. Like, I don't know how to explain this other than you're utilizing what's coming towards you. Even if it doesn't fit your situation, you're either saving it to the side for when you will, or you're using it in a different way to benefit the situation. Because that's what I feel from this. The way the magician's coming in this side, it's like what's coming towards you, what you're being handed, the resources you have, you're making it work to your advantage. And that's what's making the situation work out. I don't know, it feels like we went off a little bit in the weeds on that one, but I'm getting when that happens, that'll make sense. So I'll leave it at that. All right, I feel like we're good with this. All right, so let's do Cancer single. What do we have for single Cancers? What do we have for single Cancerians? Messages for single Cancers. Messages for single Cancers. Empowering information to help them get the truth about what's happening and help them move forward the way that they want to move. A little more. I shuffle these cards a lot before I even start, but still. Alright, we're good. No. There's the Seven of Swords here at the bottom. I feel like you're walking away from something else, though. Somebody's walking away from something, but this seems like a precursor, I have to be honest. I was going to negate that card out and be like, no, we're not going to put that in there. But no, they're like, well, we showed it to you for a reason. So this is a concern. It feels like something is being left, and maybe you're moving on, or the other person is moving on from something a little quickly, and it may be causing concern. All right, so that makes sense. Is that Grace? It is Grace. Okay. Now, see, I'm getting this again with the Knight of Wands, and I'm getting the bottom card here with the Seven of Swords. I feel like somebody, either you or the other person, moved on from something very quickly. And this seems to be either you're on the coattails of that, or it's weighing on you, like, maybe this isn't the right time for this to happen. And I'm getting like the other person has the Magician card in their favor. They're trying to get closer to you. They're trying to do everything they can to get your attention, to get you to want to be with them, because somebody's coming at you with a lot of force. And I'm getting here the Ace of Cups with the Hierophant. They're making a very passionate advance, and I feel like you were eating it right up. I feel like this is perfect for you in the moment. Because I feel like they're showing you some favor, they're showing you how they feel, you were taken by them a little bit. So it's a really good start, but the Hierophant is also here because I don't feel like it's going too far out of bounds. I just feel like it's a very passionate start. They're coming forward very passionately. But I'm getting the Hierophant, like there is some restriction here, and I also get, again, somebody moved on from something very quickly, and it's weighing on you. It's weighing on you very heavily. Because I'm getting here with the Four of Swords, it's kind of like, I feel like you're looking at the situation like, I don't know if this is the smart thing to do right now. I don't know if this is a good idea. Is this just going to burn hot quickly just to fade out fast as well? Like a flash in the pan type thing. Now, at the top, I'm also getting the Hermit. You're not against this person. You're very taken by them, actually. But I feel like you're also looking at this like, I'm not looking for just like a week or two romance. I would like a relationship to come from this. And you're putting a lot of thought in this, and I see the Empress here as well. The two of these working together is like, you want to keep going and you want to keep nurturing the situation, but you're putting a lot of thought here, like, am I just fooling myself? Is this just going to fizzle out a lot quicker than I'm expecting it to, or a lot quicker than I want it to? Maybe that's a better way to look at it. You're very into this person and you want to invest in them, but you're kind of like, is this really going to work? Is this a good idea? Is this happening way too fast? Now, what I'm getting here, see, you got the Queen of Swords here too in your thoughts, and I feel like it's just reinforcing the Hermit, but with a little bit of a twinge of like, maybe a little bit more harsh reality, kind of like the fact that somebody moved on from something very quickly is what I'm getting, because I'm getting that Knight of Wands with the Seven of Swords. Is that right? Yeah, it's because I'm holding up these. Okay. Somebody moved on from something very quickly, and the Queen is saying very harshly, and I feel like this is you in your own mind saying very harshly, like, that ended quickly. That was really quick. This might be too soon. I feel like you're just kind of like really forcing yourself to like really look at this realistically. She can be very realistic. I don't think of her as a harsh energy. I think of her as a realistic, like, this is what you're doing. This is what's actually happening. Look at the facts. Like, I feel like that's the energy she's pushing in. And that's really very, very strongly weighing on you. Like, this is what's actually happening. This is where that's coming from. Is this really smart? And I'm getting Justice with organization here. I feel like you were kind of like looking at the situation and you're like, you know what, I need to get some answers. I need to get some answers. I need to understand where the person stands. And maybe, they need to understand more of where I stand too. We need to be more on the even playing field. Like, where do they stand? Where do I stand? And we need each other to know where we stand. I don't know if I'm talking too fast, but I feel like that came out really quick. I need the other person to know where I stand. And I need to know where they stand. Okay. So organization with the Justice card. That's the organization with the Justice card. Like, I think I just explained it. But that's making this a lot better because there's a conversation that comes fairly soon after. They're coming towards you with a lot of passion, but you're like, all right, this is beating me up. This is making me uncomfortable. I just need to know where they stand, and I need them to know where I stand. It's coming through over and over because I feel like it's important. This conversation happens. What results from that is the Three of Pentacles with the Friendship and Grace. Three of Pentacles is telling me you're both working it out. And I'm getting here, it doesn't mean the romance is over. Some of you, this might turn into more of a friendship, but for others of you, you're establishing a friendship that's going to reinforce the relationship. It's going to reinforce the romance. But with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like when you're coming to this and you're realizing how this is playing out, you know where they stand, and they know where you stand and you're aware of that. That's creating a friendship that's either this is going to become a friendship and that's where it's going to stay, or it's going to be a friendship that reinforces the romance. I kind of feel like either way you win. Because if it does turn into a friendship, I feel like you're okay with that. Is that good? Okay, I think we're good. Whew, are we good? Yes. All right, I'm going to wrap that up there. I hope that helps. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.